Alright, and we are live here, and lap one is already completed as we were a little late getting this thing going, but we are here and ready for this one. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Let me just close out of that, and hopefully my frame rate will at least go up a little bit, because it's just a tad bit laggy. But we are here, we are ready for this one. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. And of course I just completely skipped my head that it wasn't a 330, even though I knew in my head that it wasn't, but here we go. Alright, so there we go. Larson, Bell, Buscher, Logano, Byron in the top five here. Reddick making some moves here early. He's already up into the sixth position. Bubba Wallace and Denny Hamlin also making some early moves, as they have moved their way up into the top 10 here early on. Alright, so there we go. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. Bubba Wallace making some big blocks there on Denny Hamlin. Luckily, Denny Hamlin is a big Bubba Wallace fan. Otherwise, he would probably not take too kindly to being cut off like that. What is that noise? Alright, so here we go. Again, we're locking in. We got Denny Hamlin here. He's working his way up towards the top 10. Alright, there we go. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Again, I know we are really late getting this thing going. Coreyhiem making his fourth career cup start today, as he is driving the number 67 for the team we all thought he might be driving for full-time this year. Ultimately, it is just a part-time schedule with the Legacy Motor Club, but there we go. Oh, we are all set up and ready for this one. Alright, so welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so again, Larson, Bell at the front of the field. Buscher, I mean, hey, he and Larson were right at the front here last year, so curious to see if that ends up, if those two end up playing to a close finish again, if maybe this time Buscher doesn't play as nicely with Larson. Caution flag out, and oh no, AJ Allmendinger's. Looks like he's got a tire down or something, not sure what from. I would assume contact with somebody. Well, we have not seen the driver on the other end of that. Oh, man. Oh, come on. Of course, right after I open my drink is when I have to sneeze. Alright, so let's see. Again, Allmendinger, with that damage being on his rear end, we'd be looking for front end damage on another car, but as of right now, we have not found out who it was. Alright, here we go. Here's the replay. That angle is, like, awful for trying to see what actually happened. And that ends up being the only camera angle we get before we go back to commercial break, so good job, NASCAR. I mean, I was gone for the first race of this new race director last week, so maybe I might be a little bit harsher on him this week than some people, because he, from what I heard, he called the race directing at least was pretty good for the TV directing. I mean, but again, I don't really know because I was not there to watch it. So. Alright, there we go. We are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So we got Michigan coming up in June. That'll be a fun race. So that's gonna be one of the Amazon Prime dates. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so welcome on in though. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, there we go. There we go. Alright, so again, we're 8 laps in right now, currently to an 80 lap race. Alright, let's go ahead and skip around to ads. And we'll go ahead and put a full 10-minute delay on the ads for you guys. While we get everything set back up, hopefully it'll all go pretty well here. Alright. There we go. We are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, there we go. We're going to be back from commercial break here shortly. Should be all set up. Feel free to let me know who you guys think is going to win this race. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. So there we go. I was busy working on stuff for the new studio, so hopefully we'll be able to, again, move into that sooner rather than later, but right now very much is a question of when, because I'm starting to get a little bit impatient. Alright, but yeah, welcome on in. Alright, they're coming back from commercial break. And we should have eyes on the track. There we go. Larson, Bell, front row. Busher, Byron, row 2. Row 3 will be Reddick, Logano. Row 4, Elliott and Blaney. And running out row 5 will be Suarez, Bubba Wallace. What happened to Denny Hamlin? Hamlin's not even in the top 20 right now. He must have come to pit road or something, because Denny Hamlin dropped. Hocevar made some good gains there. McDowell dropped back a couple spots, which is a little unfortunate. But yep, there we go. Jesse Love and Heim both making it up into the top 20 though here early on. Alright, so there we go. 80 laps, 85 laps, and then the rest till the end of this. Then like 102 to the end of the race. It's gonna be a long one today, but I think we are locked in here, and it should be a good one. So lined up, getting ready for that pace car to pull off. We will be seeing that shortly. Here we go. Pace car is off. Field in the hands of Larson and Bell as they go green flag is out. We are back to racing, and here we go. 10 laps complete. 257 to go. As here we go down into turn 1. Again, Larson on that inside. He's going to be able to make use of it. The question is, what is the pack behind Bell going to do? Bell with some momentum off the corner. Bell actually with a nose out ahead right now. And as I say, Larson trying to go for the side draft, and then all the way to the bottom of the track to try for a slide job. He's going to go right up in front of Bell. He gets it. Good block there for Christopher Bell, making that block happen. And now Larson needs to just worry about his mirror. He's got nothing in front of him. All the action is going to be in his mirror here as Busher and Bell are going to start going at it for this second position. As Busher trying to take second away, Bell trying to hang on to second and potentially build up momentum to run down the 5. But there we go. The 5 going to the middle of the racetrack, kind of leaving that extreme top open for Bell to try and ride the cush there up at the top. But so far, everything's going according to plan here for Larson. Been able to get out in front on both restarts. He's trying to control this front of the field. Meanwhile, Denny Hamlin back in 27th place. So yeah, something must have happened to him on that one. But yeah, he's our... right now, since the restart a lap or 2 ago, Kyle Busch already up 10 spots from the restart. Ryan Preece up 10. Busch is now up 13. 13 spots and counting here as he is continuing to pass cars. So there we go. Here comes Chase Elliott in the Amazon Prime Mobile going around the outside of Austin Cindric for the 8th position. All right, so there we go. Oh, say the 9 of Chase Elliott actually grazes the fence there for a moment. All right, so there we go. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. We are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. Let's see. We got 65 laps to go in this stage. Again, Larson, Bell, Busher. Most of this front group hasn't really changed up a whole lot. A lot of people just kind of logging laps here as they're getting in line. Let's say, here we go. Elliott versus Logano. There we go. Elliott goes up, side drafts Logano, dives all the way to the bottom. He's clear by a mile there. So there we go. Elliott moves back up in front, and he has now passed Joey Logano for the 7th position. And his next goal will be to try and run down the 1 second gap between himself and driver Bubba Wallace, driving the number 23 Toyota for 23:11. All right, there we go. All right, what is that noise? It is so annoying. All right, so there we go. Josh Berry jumps up into the top 10. Here comes Reddick, though. Tyler Reddick, he was the one I thought I probably should have went with, but I ended up going with Bell for my race picks instead. Maybe I made the right call. Maybe I made the exact wrong call, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, right now, Berry, Priest, and Reddick all fighting to try and be a part of that top 10. Currently, Berry holding on to the spot. Reddick would love to get, this would be a great time for Reddick to get his first win of his season. And Ryan Priest still looking for win number 1 on his career, which is hopefully will be the first of many, because I think Ryan Priest has a lot of talent in him. Problem is he wasn't exactly the youngest guy when he started as a NASCAR rookie. So he'll be in his prime sooner than others, but he won't have quite as many reps under him as when he does hit his prime. So some of that inexperience, he still suffers from some inexperience problems as we go throughout these races. Alright, here we go. Again, Busher trying to make something happen here around the top. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. Alright. There we go, there we go. Alright, so they're going to commercial break. If it's a side-by-side commercial, we'll be able to keep commentary going. If not, we'll have to get creative. Alright, so there we go. May 25th, we'll have the Indianapolis 500 along with the Coke 600. That'll be a fun double header week. Alright, so welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Let's see. Hey, David, how's it going? Alright. Again, we got ourselves a pretty good race going, though, so far, even though Kyle Larson has led every lap from the drop of the green flag here. Yeah, Christopher Bell and Busher have been dicing it up behind him, and then we've had a couple of big risers through the field. Bubba Wallace, the other 2311 car of Tyler Reddick, has been a quick riser, so definitely a couple of big storylines to keep an eye on throughout this race so far. And if I am a little bit scattered, it's because I was definitely behind schedule, and I hate it when the NASCAR website shifts when you're trying to click on something. All right, there we go. Let's see. Boom. All right, let's see how much this is going to lag the system, having the race tracker on one of my other screens so I can kind of see, at least during the commercial breaks, how they're doing. Because right now, there's actually a pretty big pile as Chris Buescher about to lose another spot here to Blaney after just losing one to Byron a moment ago. Can't wait to actually see what that looks like on the replay when we get back around to it. But yeah, again, Buescher, he's going to be hounded by Blaney. Looks like Blaney going to the inside, and Blaney's going to go right on by Buescher. And that's going to drop Buescher to the third, from third down to fifth. He's lost 2 spots these last 2 laps. And that's going to start to potentially make that run a little bit harder here. He also doesn't have a whole lot of cushion between himself and Bubba Wallace, who's the next car to try and pass him to knock him out of that top 5 spot. And Elliott's not far behind there because Elliott has finally run down has run down Bubba for that 6th position. About a half a second between them, and here we go. We're back from commercial break. Go. All right. We are making some good progress here through the race. 28 laps in. All right, let's see. All right, what did they say? Let's see. All right, so again, Kyle Busch up 21 spots since the restart. That is insane. So far, AJ Allmendinger, the only car basically out of the race here. Kyle Busch has made his way to 15th. He's still trying to climb up higher, but so far, 15th is where he's ended up. Hey, Kenneth, how's it going? Doing good today, and happy Mother's Day. Yep, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And here we go again. 51 laps, just there's like 50 laps to go here in stage number 1. I will say I do miss when they used to do this race on Saturday night instead of racing on Mother's Day. That way people can actually spend time with their families on Mother's Day. But we got what we got, though, and Kyle Larson out in front of the field is what we've got right now. He's led the first 31 laps, even through a restart. He managed to hang on to the lead the entire time. And yet, there we go. 31 laps completely led on the day so far. Curious to see if anyone's going to be able to challenge Larson outside of these restarts. But so far, Larson with 5 wins on 1.5 milers in the next gen. In the next gen era. The only driver even remotely close is Logano and Reddick, both at 3, but they would need to win 2 races to tie Larson. And right now, it's looking like Larson might extend that lead as opposed to giving it up a bit. Alright, there we go. Again, we are chilling out here. 5 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of your very valuable Sunday here with us as we are, again, just working our way through this one. We got Ty Gibbs, Kyle Busch. We got the 38 of Zane Smith in the middle here. Speaking of the 38, the 38 from last night's truck race, Lane Riggs actually failed post-race inspection and was disqualified after a runner-up finish in the truck race at the line. So, I'm gonna say I was right that something looked off apparently. There we go. Alright, so again, right now, Ryan Preece still hanging on to a top 10 spot here. His teammate, Chris Buescher, has fallen from what was third before that last set of commercials. He's dropped all the way to 9th place here. He was passed by Byron, Blaney, Elliott, Cindric, Bubba Wallace. I say Bubba Wallace kind of slipping just a little bit as well here. And Ross Chastain is on pit road, the first green flag stop of the day. The first green flag pit stop, and it comes from Ross Chastain at the, a little earlier than expected. And here comes Bubba Wallace. Bubba possibly feeling like he might be a little bit, he might have used up the car too much too early here early on. So he comes to pit road, and he's going to try and get that figured out here. But we've got ourselves a nice green flag run here. The question is, can you make, you should be able to make it 45 laps on a tank of fuel, so it shouldn't be a worry about how far your fuel can go. Tires have been hit or miss at these types of tracks, so here we go. Elliott, Buescher, Cindric coming to pit road. Hocevar, Haley, Brad Keselowski all coming to pit road. A long list of drivers coming to pit road, and we'll have to just wait and see when Kyle Larson decides that enough is enough. There we go. Joey Logano joins the other drivers on pit road. I saw a couple of the Penske guys, so that's all 3 Penske guys haven't made that. Or sorry, 2 of the 3 Penske's. Blaney is still out there. Alright, so right now it's Larson, Bell, Byron, Blaney, Bowman, the front 5. Then we got Preece, Gibbs, Zane Smith, Kyle Busch, and Stenhouse, the top 10. Hamlin, Briscoe, Ty Dillon, Gilliland, Cusker, Herbst, Heim, and I believe Cody Ware is the last driver who has yet to make a pit stop. So there we go. And here comes Byron coming down pit road. William Byron in the 24 car is going to hit pit road here. He's going to pull into his pit box, get himself some 4 tires and fuel, and hopefully it'll be enough to get him to the end of this one. Alright, so there we go. Here we go, and here comes the leaders. Larson, Bell, Preece all coming to pit road. Bowman stays out. Zane Smith has stayed out. Kyle Busch remains on track as well here, as they're working their way through this one. 40 laps to go. Again, we're right at that halfway point here when Larson comes down. Bubba Wallace getting out of his pit stall here. Alright, that's got to be a sound coming from outside. Alright, Bowman. So Bowman, Smith, Bush, Hamlin, Briscoe, Gilliland, Titlein, Herbst, Custer, Heim. The top 10. So the top 10 and Corey Heim on pit road. Corey Heim is on pit road. That now makes it that there are 10 drivers yet. Only 10 drivers have yet to come to pit road. I'm curious because I think Hamlin actually came to pit road during that first round of... yeah, so a lot of these drivers actually came to pit road during that lap 7 caution, so... Guys like Hamlin and Briscoe all topped off slightly more recently than the rest of the field, so... And possibly put on fresh tires. But yeah, right now, Kyle Busch, Hamlin, Briscoe... Man, Busch, the 18 and the 19 being out in the front of the field. What is this, 2019 throwback? Yeah, then you got the 34 Gilliland, the 10 of Ty Dillon. Here comes Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch coming to pit road. Hamlin's going to stay on track. Briscoe's going to stay on track. We'll have to wait and see how far Kyle Busch falls to here. Again, he was one of our biggest movers here early on. And Bubba Wallace putting some big moves here to try and block the 5. The fact that Bubba Wallace was able to get out in front of the 5, I mean, that's got to have been a 2-tire stop. Something, because, I say, Kyle Larson was so far out ahead of everybody else. All right, they're going to a full screen commercial break. I am going to be right back. I'm just going to deal with something real quick, and I'll be right back, guys. Alright, so that is in fact the neighbor across the street. They're doing some kind of housework as well, so that's what the sound is at least. So I don't know what it is. Just me annoying because I can hear it, but you guys can't, so it's not really a big deal, but man, I wish it was, because I could actually do something about it. Alright. So again, so far, Ty Dillon and Herbst, I believe, are the only two that have stayed on track as everybody else is saying through pit stops. Larson, Byron to the front of the field, Bell to third. And, oh, okay, so Bubba Wallace is fighting to try and stay on the lead lap. What happened to Bubba then? He lost almost a full lap on the pit stop cycle. I'm curious. Maybe there was more of an issue than we thought there was. Again, I didn't think there was a major issue, but all right, there we go. They're timing up the playoff cut line here, and again, the fact that we have 4 different drivers, or we got what is like a bunch of different drivers here. I mean, the guys who are safest on the cut line. I mean, yeah, you've got. There's a lot of guys that are safely above the cut line. Really, it's the 3 drivers right above it. And then anybody who's like 20 or so points below the cut line, that's about where you kind of start to fall into that range of I think you might almost be too far back to make the comeback. You should still be able to make a comeback. It's just going to be you got to really turn on the jets here. All right, so there we go. And right now, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is still holding a spot above the above that cut line. That's actually a pretty cool one. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright. So here we go. Again, Brad Keselowski currently up to 15th. Not terrible, especially considering he started all the way at the back in 36th place. Out of the 38 car field here today. Again, Ty Dillon and Herbst both trying to just nurse this thing as long as possible, hoping to catch a yellow. Because there's quite a few cars a lap down right now, which that's going to start to become a question here as we get later and later into this race. Car's going to have to fight for that lead lap spot. Alright, there we go. Alright, so again, Larson absolutely crushing the entire field. Even his teammate is a full 2 seconds behind him at this point with William Byron. Bell nearly 5 seconds back. And yeah, it is just becoming more and more desolate by the minute as they go to yet another commercial break here with about 20 laps, 25 to go in the stage. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, well, we're just chilling out here. Currently, Bowman Bowman was able to lead for 2 laps. Larson has led 51 out of the 60 laps completed so far, so he is absolutely in command of the field. now we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Let's keep chatting a place where I can keep reading chat messages as well, because again, I'm still trying to get back in the rhythm of everything here. So again, I apologize if some of these things seem a little bit choppy, because again, I am still trying to get back into the swing of things here. Alright, and alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, well, again, we're getting to the end of this commercial break. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see what... Oh, no, we're going into another one. I guess we did a double round of commercials. That's unfortunate. Alright, yep, there we go. Back from commercial break. 18 laps to go here, and Larson now lapping Eric Jones here. How many spots does that mean that are lapped here at this point? Because that is a lot of them here. Again, a lot of laps still to go, but time is going to be a factor. Alright, so yeah, the 16 laps to go here. Larson's stretched it even further, and I forgot to check to see how many cars were lapped down. Only Jesse Love and Cody Ware are currently 2 laps now, which is actually, again, quite impressive there for those two. Reddick Hamlin, though, stuck in the mid-teens. Host of our Kyle Busch in 17th and 18th. Again, Kyle Busch was doing so well. I mean, he was passing so many cars. Hopefully he can do that again here as we got 15 laps before the caution flies to the end of the stage here. And Eric Jones in 26 places, a lap down, and William Byron jumping to pit road. William Byron has a tire down. Flat tire for William Byron. 14 laps to go, and William Byron has a flat tire and has to skirt the pit road. He gets there, but oh so close to being in serious trouble there as he sneaks to pit road. And he's going to come down onto it, and no caution flag will come out. He'll get this one fixed up, and he is now going to probably lose a lap here because of it. Good thing is he's going to take 4 here, get his fuel done, so he can take the wave around at the end of the stage, assuming everybody else on the lead lap pits, and assuming he can avoid losing 2 laps, which I assume his teammate will try and be at least somewhat generous with helping him get back on the lead lap here. But yeah, no idea. The tire just went down there. I mean, as he wasn't one of the first ones on pit road, was he? I don't think he was. And yeah, then he slides down onto pit road, manages to just barely escape without damage. But now he's going to be on 4 fresh tires trying to run through this field. And currently he sits 1 lap down. So he is safe to where all he needs is to get 1 lap back, and 1 lap is doable. 2 laps is a little tough, but 1 lap is definitely doable. All right, there we go. And yeah, William Byron, he's going to be flying here, but right now Kyle Larson has a 5.5-second lead over Bell, and he is going to be putting this thing in coast mode. Not that he isn't going to be trying, but again, he might be a little less impatient with the drivers. He'll be willing to just kind of wait for them to kind of come to him rather than trying to force the issue. Alright, so there we go. We're just chilling out here. There we go. Kyle Busch has made his way up to 14th. Okay, he's starting to pass people just like he was earlier. Good. He is starting to get back in that swing. Man. Alright, so again, right now, William Byron, he is on an absolute flyer. Now, the question is, how much can Kyle Larson afford to check up? And is it enough to allow Byron to get back on the lead lap normally before the end of the stage? Because if so, that could get Byron right back into the fight of things here quick if he's able to lay up enough. I hope he isn't able to let up that much, because that would make this a lot less interesting. But so far, Bell is starting to dig into Larson a little bit, which tells me he probably has let up at least a bit. So yeah, Byron with the best average finish on the season, 8.9 average finish. Again, this that flat tire midway through stage 1 could pose a problem to that, but we'll have to wait and see. Alright, so again, Denny Hamlin, he led 2 laps during the cycle. He has now re-entered the top 10. There we go. Nice to see him re-entering the top 10, making some waves here. But again, right now, 6 laps to go. Kyle Larson, he's got 5 seconds of gap. He can afford to lose some time. Alright, we will just be waiting to see what this is going to ultimately look like here at the end. Alright, so again, right now, 5 laps to go. Time is of the essence here. Come on. Alright, there we go. 4 laps to go. 4 more times around here. Come on, let's lock in, get ready for this one. Alright. Time with the tire changer. Oh, I was gonna say, it looks like he might have gotten a little bit of a glancing blow there, maybe, with Patton there. The tire changer on the 24 is, the 24 was coming into the pits somewhat out of control with the flat tire. Alright, so again, Bell versus Elliott here. Bell is kind of falling back to Elliott. Is Elliott going to be able to make this still a 1-2 for Hendrick, even despite the flat tire for the 24 car? Also, where's the 24 car? Is he up to free pass status? No, he is not. But, oh man, Larson has lapped up to 20th? Yikes. Chastain in 20th is currently a lap down. Byron, yeah, he's got no shot. With 2 laps to go, Byron's not going to be able to get there. But yeah, Larson. Okay, why do they have Larson showing as having lapped Chastain? And because Chastain's not on, Chastain's not lapped yet. He's in that group of cars that's about to get lapped, but with this being the final lap, is Larson even going to be able to get any of them? Here we go. Ty Dillon in the way. Ty Dillon goes down a second lap. The 3, the 77, and the 1. They are all scurrying away from Kyle Larson, the Terminator here, as he is coming in behind them, and it looks like they are all going to escape with their lead lap status here. As Kyle Larson to the line, up the middle, not going to be able to get him. Kyle Larson comes home first with the stage win. Not able to lap the 3, the 1, or the 77. All 3 of them escape with their lead lap status by the skin of their teeth. Elliott, Bell, Blaney, and Cindric, the other drivers inside the top 5. Bowman, Hamlin, Priest, Logano, and Zane Smith, the other drivers earning points here in stage number 1. All right, there we go. So we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. That was an amazing finish to that stage. And say, for the fact that the guy had a 4-second, that Larson had a 4-second lead and led 72 out of 80 laps. I mean, that was an incredible finish to a stage. As good a stage finish as we could have asked for on that one. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Again, we are currently under the second caution flag of the day. Alright, there we go. Alright, come on, let's get back from this commercial break and let's see some more racing here. Alright, so I got 83 laps completed, 83 currently to go in stage number 2 as we are already racking up some of the laps here at the end of one stage and into the next. So there we go. so there we go. They're getting ready for some pit stops here. Let's see. Again, curious as to what ended up causing that flat tire on the 24 car, considering he was the only driver we saw with a tire issue in that first stage, and now all these teams getting geared up and ready to go for another round here on the pit stops. All right, and here we go. Coming down pit road, it is going to be Larson, Elliott, and the rest of them following suit here. The drivers who are a lap down will get an opportunity to potentially take the wave around. We know that the 24 of William Byron will almost certainly take that. The question is, who else will be looking for a wave around here? All right, so Larson comes out first, Elliott second, Blaney jumps up a spot to third as Bell drops back one. Bowman also jumping up the spot as they all come off pit road. All right, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. All right, let's go ahead and I'm just gonna look through the paint scheme preview just to remind myself of what paint schemes everybody's in this week, because I feel like there's a lot of different paint schemes this week. Okay, where's the paint scheme preview? It shouldn't be that far down. Come on. Memorable moments. Qualifying order. There it is. Paint scheme preview. Alright. Okay, so, alright. Gregson's got Rush Truck Centers on board for today. You already saw Brad Keselowski with the purple Allegra car. Okay, so Haley's going to be in the green and black Nations Guard colors. Already saw the Rebel Bourbon for Kyle Busch. We've seen a couple of these cars already on track. Basically, just looking to see what some of the drivers that weren't involved in that first stage might be running for alternate paint schemes. Okay, so Jesse Love is running the green and black C4 car. Todd Gillen still in the standard Love's machine. Reddick's in the Xfinity car. Cody Ware's in the Parts Plus car. Recently, orange bodyguard car. Okay, that'll be a weird one to look for. Robin Hood on the 67 for coreyhiem. And Michael McDowell in the Gamebridge colors today. Okay, that'll be one to keep an eye on. And then, yeah, all right. So that's all the interesting ones from the Cup Series, which obviously Cup Series is all that really matters at this point. Alright, there we go, there we go. So there we go. They're coming back from commercial break. Time out Kyle Larson, the stage 1 winner. And we should be seeing them going back racing here shortly. Alright, there we go. Alright, I am going to run and grab myself another drink, and I will be right back, guys. Doesn't look like we are pending going back to racing here shortly, but it won't be long. It'll just be a minute, guys. Howdy. How's it going? Oh, I haven't looked at fantasy at all. As I said, the fact that there's been no cautions, the only real big thing is that Byron had a tire issue. Yeah, that's like the only real exciting thing that's happened. I think I did an okay job with the finish this game 1, trying to make a 4-second lead interesting. Alright, and there we go. Alright, we are here and ready for this one. 78 laps to go in the stage. Pace cars off, field in the hands of Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott. Green, 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 green flags out. We are back to racing. Alright, here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. And here we go with the 21 of Josh Berry already popping out of line here pretty early, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. I think he's actually going to lose a couple of spots there after popping out of line as opposed to gaining them. Chase Elliott, though, on the top side, he's got the momentum over Larson. Larson's going to dive deep into the corner. Question is, can Elliott on that outside? He hangs tough, and Elliott to the outside of Kyle Larson. Off this top side, I think Elliott is going to actually be able to lead this lap. Yes, he does. Elliott, leader at the line. So there we go. Elliott able to potentially put up a real contest to Kyle Larson for the first time today. Right now, though, you've got the 12 of Ryan Blaney coming up right behind him. Here we go. Good push there for the 9. Not really allowing the 5 to dive too much deeper than he is. And off the corner, that momentum. And I'd say, plus the side draft, Kyle Larson actually able to jump back to the lead at the line. And say he was able to jump back up there, but these two are in a very close fight. It is not going to be an easy one between these two. And for two teammates, they are racing actually remarkably hard here. And Bell trying to find any way to get some clean air. He goes to the third lane as the 9 of Chase Elliott falls in line behind his teammate here after Bell nearly wrecked them all trying to go 3 wide there because Bell was looking for any amount of clean air he could find. And now it is Kyle Larson out in front of the field once again. Bell and Elliott battling it out for second. Then they've got 2 wide behind them as well. You've got the 12 of Blaney, who is now going to try and look to the bottom. 3 wide for Blaney. 3 wide for Ryan Blaney, trying to make something happen here. Ryan Preece up into the top 5 as well. Ryan Preece in the bodyguard car starting to make himself known here. Up to the top. Let's see. Again, Christopher Bell has cleared himself into second place, but I don't know if either Ryan is really going to be able to find their footing here. Again, 22 cars on lead lap after the round of pit stops there. It's going to be a tough one. We'll have to wait and see how the pit stops work in stage number 2, but so far, Again, Kyle Larson has looked fairly untouchable. Alright, there we go. So again, we got 6 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of your Mother's Day here with us, and happy Mother's Day to any mothers out there in the chat. Considering the 0.01% of my audience, it's probably moms, but hey, I know there's at least one. Hi, Mom. Because I know my mom watches these from time to time, so there we go. Cindric starting to fall back as well here, as here comes Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski starting to make a charge for the top 10. There we go. Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch now side by side for 10th. While the guys in front of them are 3 wide contact! Bowman up into the fence just a little bit. They stay green, but Zane Smith and Bowman having some contact there that resulted in Bowman tagging the fence. That was big. Alright, here we go. Kyle Busch versus Brad Keselowski. A battle, a tale as old as Watkins Glen. 2009, 2010, something like that. I think it was 2010 through 2012 at Watkins Glen was the Kyle Busch versus Brad Keselowski feud, if I remember correctly, or maybe I'm mistaken the years. But yeah, there was a couple of years where those two could not get out of each other's way at Watkins Glen. So there we go. Kyle Busch drops back a spot or two here, and it's showing a replay of that one where, the 38 car there just gets right into the 48 of Alex Bowman. Nothing Bowman did wrong there. Bowman just was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Alright, so we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so we got Larson, fastest lap of the day so far, 67 laps to go in this stage. Again, still a long way to go, but these laps are clicking by really quickly here. Yeah, there's, let's say the 88 of, 88 and 34, Todd Gilliland came together just a little bit there. Alright, so again, right now we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Ah, man. There we go. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's see. Again, right now we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We got 9 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that's decided to spend a portion of your very valuable Mother's Day here. Also, feel free to let me know. Do you guys think Kyle Larson's going to be able to sweep both stages? Do you think something's going to happen here in stage 2 that might force him to change up the strategy? What do we expect? Alright, so we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Is that the Austin Cindric team? Because they do this team spotlight. That's either, that's the Worth colors, and I don't know. I just looked at the paint scheme preview, and I didn't think anybody was in the Worth colors. Is that? It looked like from the other sponsors on there. Oh, Blaney's in the Worth car. He's just in completely different colors to what the pit crew is wearing for colors. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, 57 laps to go again. Larson has once again gotten a 4.5 second to 5 second lead here on the entire field. I mean, that is insanity. Alright, so 56 laps to go. Alright, let's see again. Right now, Jesse Love is 2 laps down. It is not going to be a good debut for Jesse Love. Not sure as to what the problem is with that car, but yeah. There we go. Their time at the UFL returning on Friday. Again, I don't really care about the UFL, but it's happening apparently. Alright, let's see. 54 laps to go. 54 more times around here. Christopher Bell and Elliott fighting it out for second, but now nearly 5.5 seconds behind. Are you kidding me? William Byron's still a lap down? Why didn't he take the waiver round? Was he not able to take the waiver round previously? He was only 1 lap down before the caution. How is he still a lap down? Man, I don't know what's wrong with that, but something should have changed there. Alright, there we go. 52 laps to go. Again, we are just churning through these laps as quick as humanly possible, it seems like. Kyle Larson's already led over 100 of them out of 114 total laps run. So, yeah, there we go. Alright, looks like they're gonna go to a commercial break. Yep, going to a full screen commercial, so we are just gonna chill out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Hmm. Do. Alright, let's see. Right now we're just chilling out. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Do. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, let's see. Quite literally, there is not any competition for Kyle Larson right now. Bubba Wallace currently in the free pass position. Coreyhiem a lap down. We need like a rash of cautions or something because we need like half of these guys back on the lead lap to keep this thing going. Alright, let's see. Right now we're just chilling out. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. 44 laps to go, and they are riding on board with Michael McDowell, who is a lap down in 28th place. Yikes. Yeah, right now, though, Denny Hamlin up to 4th here. He just passed his teammate Christopher Bell, and Elliott's actually running down Larson. There we go. Elliott is actually able to run down Kyle Larson. Let's go. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Okay, here we go. Christopher Bell coming down pit road. We got our first pit, or we noticed this problem last time when some of these drivers started dropping back, that some of them pit a little early in the window. So Christopher Bell, the first one to come to pit road. Tyler Reddick also on pit road right now. I don't know if it's gonna necessarily fix all their problems, but can't hurt right now. Alright, and while we're getting ready for pit stops to start, as Ryan Blaney hits pit road as well, we are going to go ahead and get our fantasy lineup fixed. And here comes Kyle Larson down pit road. Kyle Larson going to match him on pit road early this time. Busher, Blaney, Kyle Busch, Briscoe all coming to pit road. Again, a whole wave of them coming to pit road. Caution in the middle of pit stops would be really entertaining, but we probably won't get it because even if there is a reason for one, they will still find a reason not to throw it. Alright, so here we go. Priest, Hocevar, Haley, the front three as Keselowski, Bowman, Barry, Hamlin, Gilliland, and Logano all pit right behind Kyle Larson. So again, almost everybody's going to have cycled through pit road at this point. So a very quick cycle of green flag pit stops. Alright, 38 laps to go here in the stage. We got a couple more guys cycling through pit stops here. Ryan Preece being one of them. Say Denny Hamlin looks a little off the pace. Looks like he might either just be getting back up to speed or he might be getting ready for another run down pit road. Which if he's coming back down, that is a problem. Alright, there we go. Oh, Denny Hamlin's team lost a wheel nut as they were making that pit stop. So he's going to lose a couple of spots there on that one. That is not going to be fun for Denny Hamlin and crew. So again, right now, Hocevar, the only driver so far to stay out on track here. Hocevar, Larson, Elliott, Bell, Blaney, the next few have all stayed out up to this point. Alright, so again, right now, 35 laps to go. Hocevar, the only driver who has yet to pit. At least of the lead lap cars. And here comes Hocevar coming down pit road. That'll cycle the lead back around to driver Kyle Larson. And we will continue this run that we are on here. There we go. Down to the bottom of the racetrack goes Larson. And And they go right back to commercial break. I am just getting my fantasy lineups swapped over. If you guys want to play NASCAR Fantasy with me, if you guys play the NASCAR Fantasy app, feel free to check out the top links in the description, and you guys can play along with me and a bunch of my friends and family. We got a league that we've been doing for a couple years now. I usually end up forgetting to promote it, but I happen to remember this time, so. Yeah, you guys are always invited. Alright, so there we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, let's see. How is live scoring looking? I am in 13th place. How am I doing that bad? So I got Coreyhiem, Bubba Wallace, and Byron. 28th, 29th, and 30th place in points. Fun. That is, there's just no winning there with that lineup. Not today, at least, so. Alright, well, we're going to chill out. Hopefully you guys are doing a little bit better than I am on that one. Alright, there we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, coming back from commercial break, Larson has dipped a little bit in terms of his lead over Elliott, but still a monster lead here for Kyle Larson, and he has absolutely decimated this one. So far, though, Denny Hamlin dropping five spots from where they started pit road to where they are now. Really not a whole lot of gains or losses on pit road outside of that. I mean, a couple of guys gaining 2, maybe 3 spots, but again, Denny Hamlin, the team losing that wheel nut was a costly mistake. So they take the wheel off and then go to put the wheel nut on, and they ended up, it ended up coming loose. So there we go. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so 25 laps to go here. Again, Larson with a 3.5 second lead. The question is whether or not it's growing or shrinking. Because if Elliott's able to run him down, that could be interesting. If Elliott's getting left behind, then it's going to be a very easy Larson win. So 24 laps to go here. 24 laps to go in stage number 2. And we are just working our way through this one. Welcome on in. Oh, and at some point we hit 2980 on the subscriber count. Officially 20 subscribers away from hitting that big 3,000 number. Love to hopefully be able to hit that by the end of May. And considering all the content we got coming up, hopefully that'll be possible. Alright, so again, right now, Kyle Larson out in front of the field here. He's lapped all the way up to 22nd. Austin Cindric on this one. And William Byron's now 2 laps down. Come on, man. At least coreyhiem's managed to stay only 1 lap down. Ty Gibbs has lost 3 laps. Come on, what is going on today with some of these teams? Like, these teams that are usually pretty reliable today are just way off their game, it seems like. Alright, well, there we go. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Again, we got 21 laps to go, now 20 to go. But yeah, right now, Larson's just putting an absolute beat down on the field. And as I say, behind him, Elliott's 3 seconds back, and then everybody else is 7 or more seconds back here. Here we go. At least we got Hocevar trying to pass somebody. Hocevar's passing Noah Gregson right now for, don't even know what position that's for, and they have to go and throw a full screen sponsor. Great. Okay, so that was Hocevar moving up to 17th position, which the fact that that's the one and only pass on track at the moment. Here we go. Larson heading into lap traffic. There we go. Larson in lap traffic's always fun. And they're getting ready to send us to a full screen commercial break. Are you? No, at least it's side by side. Okay, I was worried it was going to be a full screen commercial break. But no, it looks like we're going to get side by side commercials. So we do get to watch as Larson heads into lap traffic. Here comes Christopher Bell weaving his way through some lap cars as well as Christopher Bell currently lapping driver of the number 24 car. Again, man, Byron is having a really rough day. And of course, he had to be one of the ones in my lineup. Alright, so again, right now the 23 of Bubba Wallace getting passed by his teammate there in the 67 car. Here we go. So Larson's starting to lap, guys. He goes and puts a lap here on Todd Gilliland for the position. It'll be a minute till he gets to the next batch of lap cars, but he gets by that one pretty quickly. And that leaves only 20 cars on the lead lap. The next couple of them, Briscoe, Dillon, the next 2 to go a lap down. Then you've got Gregson, Hocevar as well. Alright, so there we go. We are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so 16 laps to go here. Say only like 7 drivers currently exactly 1 lap down. Say a lot of them are more than 1 lap down, which is going to make this even harder for them to try and mount any sort of comeback. So again, Larson though getting caught by Chase Elliott at a pretty quick rate here. And again, we'll have to wait and see how Elliott does with some of these lap cars that Larson's passing at the moment, but so far, it's certainly not a terrible situation here. Maybe Larson can actually get caught, but again, hopefully, because right now there's not a whole lot going on. As I said, we had 2 cautions, one right at the very beginning of the race, and then we had the for AJ Allmendinger spinning. Then we had the stage 2 or the stage 1 ending caution. All right, it looks like Larson with a little bit of a vibration. Uh-oh, that's not good. Larson with a vibration. I'm gonna say if he has a tire go down or a tire loose, those would both be terrible for Larson. So here we go. 13 laps to go again. Kyle Larson trying to minimize the amount of damage he's gonna take here, but he is definitely losing ground to the 9-car of Elliott. I say about 0.3 of a second per lap, which that is not going to be good because I think that'll give Elliott plenty of time to catch back up. All right, so 12 laps to go. 12 more times around here. All right, let's see. Again, Blaney and say Bell's dropping again here as here comes Berry. Josh Berry going to try and take a spot away from Christopher Bell as well to the bottom of the racetrack. And again, right now, Berry trying to pass Bell. That'll drop Bell back to 6th place here. All right, let's see. What do we got? Let's say 10 laps to go. And all right, Larson is down to only a 1-second gap between himself and Elliott. Can Elliott run down 1 second of his time here? I mean, you can use it technically. You could go 1/10 of a second a lap and catch him on the final lap, but that will be. You ideally want to try and catch him a little bit faster than that. That way, you have time to try and make the pass. All right, here we go. 8 laps to go. 8 more times around here. Or sorry, 9 laps to go. 9 more times around. And again, Larson is doing everything he can. I just don't know if Elliott's going to have enough to try and catch him. I hope so, but I have absolutely no idea right now if Elliott's going to have enough in the tank to try and catch Larson or not. Uh-oh, that looks like the tire on Zane Smith potentially coming apart. Alright, Larson's starting to pull back ahead of Elliott, so not sure as to what exactly happened because they're not showing either of those cars on the track, but Elliott was at one point eating into the lead, and now he's losing it back out to Larson. Alright, there we go, there we go. Alright, here we go. 7 laps to go. 7 laps to go here. Larson, again, he's putting an absolute beat down on the field here. He's lapped up to 20th place. 19th, Noah Gregson is going to be the next car he tries to lap. Alright, so there we go. Right now we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, there we go. Alright, 5 laps to go, and again, Larson, he's close enough to Elliott that Elliott could catch him, but as of right now, I think Larson's just kind of putting his car in save mode. He's not trying to push the issue, not risking anything. All right, here we go. The 45 of Reddick closing in on the back bumper of the 15th place driver Hocevar. All right, so there we go. Here we go. 2 laps to go. 2 more times around for Kyle Larson as he goes and puts a lap on Noah Gragson, and 10,000 laps led in his career. There we go. That's a big milestone for Kyle Larson. I didn't realize he was even in contention to hit that milestone this weekend. Although 149 laps led today, he certainly is. It's not a surprise he's breaking a mark like that. Comes only the third active driver to have that many laps led. Kyle Busch at 19,000 and Denny Hamlin at 15,000 are the other two. And of course, Kyle Larson, who just broke the 10,000 a lap ago. And now it's time. Can Kyle Larson lap Ross Chastain right before the end of the stage? Here comes Chase Elliott, looking like he might have a shot. So we got a 3-way fight here. Chastain trying to stay on the lead lap. Elliott trying to pass Kyle Larson for the lead. Larson to the bottom of 3 and 4. It is the final lap. I don't think he's going to have enough to catch Chastain, but he is going to hold off Chase Elliott here. To the bottom of the track goes Elliott, not able to find room, and Elliott comes home second to Larson here in stage number 2. Blaney coming home third. 4th, Josh Berry. 5th, Christopher Bell. 6th, Keselowski. 7th, Bowman. 8th, Denny Hamlin. 9th, Zane Smith. And running out the top 10 will be Ryan Preece. Kyle Busch, the first driver to come home without any points earned today. Alright, there we go. Alright, well, we are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So stages 1 and 2 are over. Now we just got stage 3 left. Oh, man. Alright, let's see. Yeah, right now we're just chilling out. We got 7 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that's decided to spend a portion of your day here with us. Oh, man. Again, I apologize if I'm a little low on energy again. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things here. First weekend of streaming since I've been back from vacation, so again, just slightly out of practice. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick and I'll be right back, guys. And I'm gonna throw in a quick commercial break here. Whatever their song or jacket over there, really starting to get annoying. Alright, and we are back as they are coming back from commercial break, and down pit road they go. Alright, so Chase Elliott, the first one to find his pit box. He's one of the first pit boxes off the after getting off the racetrack. He's gonna get his service, come down in, and that is going to be a 10.2 on the pit stop there for Elliott. Blaney, Barry have both found their spots. Kyle Larson, his is a lot further down pit road. He ends up hitting his right at the end. 9.9s for both Barry and Blaney there, so some good fast pit crew work from the Team Penske, but not. Oh, it is enough! Elliott is able to pass Kyle Larson. Barry and Blaney hold their spots, but yeah, Elliott passes Larson on pit road. There we go. So yeah, Elliott out just ahead of Kyle Larson. Blaney third. Fourth will be the 21 of Barry. All right, so there we go. Getting everything out of here, and we are ready to go back racing. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Yeah, they're at commercial break, so we're just chilling out here. Hopefully we'll be able to get this one. Let's see. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, well, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Just putting together something for a video for this week. Alright, again, we're just kind of waiting for this round of pit stops to wrap up, and we will be getting ready for this one. Let's see. Alright, so there we go. William Byron blowing a tire at lap 66, right near the end of stage 1. Yeah, they're going through the quick recap of everything, so we'll be back to racing here shortly, don't you worry. so here we go. We're getting ready for the. So they're back from commercial break. We'll be getting ready for the restart here shortly. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so watching them coming into the pit road. So yeah, so yeah, I was saying another 70 feet for pit road. And on the pit road, they're doubled up, so it's going to be Elliott Larson on the front row, Blaney Keselowski row 2, Priest and Bell row 3. Row 4, you've got Zane Smith and Logano, Hocevar and Bowman running at row number 10, row 5 and the top 10 positions here. Then you've got Hamlin and Reddick row 6, row 7 is Busch and Haley, row 8 you've got Chastain, Briscoe. Row 9, you've got Gilliland, Busher, and Cindric and Herbst round out row number 10. So there we go. Alright, here we go. Pace car's off, and we are going green, green, green. Green flag is out. We are back to racing. Alright, so we're back to racing. Let's see. Where is everybody going to end up going here? Again, we got the 77 Hocevar trying to poke out a line there, see if he can gain some spots. But right now, it looks like it's Denny Hamlin trying to make his way up the middle here, 3-4 wide there for a moment. And here we go. Now it's going to be Joey Logano making it 3 wide on the outside of Ryan Preece. So there we go. Now William Byron's 2 laps down. Again, how does he keep losing laps? Alright, so there we go. Again, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so here we go. We got it's Elliott out in front, Larson to second, Keselowski in third. Alright, so 91 laps to go here again. Elliott has managed to hold on to the lead from Larson here after the drop of the green flag. And we're just kind of waiting to see what we got going on here. Here we go. Keselowski looking underneath of Larson here, going to try and see if maybe he can take that spot away there. The only playoff driver from last year who hasn't gotten a top 10 this year. Wow. So that's a little bit of a surprising stat there for Keselowski. I mean, I kind of thought that maybe one of them didn't, but no, yeah, I guess he really is the only one that hasn't gotten one. Here we go, to the bottom of the racetrack, looking for 3 wide. It's going to be Christopher Bell looking to the bottom of 3 wide here. Alright, so right now, though, the 6 and the 5, those two are dueling it out for this second position. And the more and more they fight, the more and more Chase Elliott's going to pull away. And there we go. We will have a potential shot at Chase Elliott winning a race here. And that'll hopefully quiet some of the haters there, because while I'm not necessarily Chase Elliott's biggest fan by any stretch, I think he gets more hate than he needs for. Because I mean, I've seen some people suggesting that he shouldn't be in that car, but I think he's done everything he could to possibly earn that car. He's already won a championship, which is more than most of the drivers you'd be naming as possible replacements. And here we go. I'm gonna say so far 11 races into the year for and wow, Kyle Busch 7 straight mile-and-a-half races without a top 10. Yikes. Hopefully Kyle Busch can break that trend, although right now he is sitting in 16th place, unlike Keselowski, who is at least in position where he could potentially get it. And speaking of getting it, Keselowski does get the second spot away from Kyle Larson, as Larson will fall into third place here. And that is where we will see Larson set up shop here probably for this third and final stage. Of course, there's still plenty of time for things to change in stage 3. But at least in terms of the starting spot, that's where we're at. Alright, so again, 86 laps to go. Again, it's a long one here, but we've got ourselves a pretty good shot at this race. Hopefully, we'll have a good chance at this one. Let's see. As they're riding on board with Ross Chastain. Alright, so 84 laps to go. Again, we've got time. The question is, can these guys keep it up, keep it green for 84 laps? If they do, that'll be incredible. If not, I kind of expect it, but yeah. I kind of expect there to be a caution at some point in this final stage. But so far, again, the field has been incredibly good at getting on and off pit road with minimal issues so far today. I mean, again, only one caution, and it came within like the first 5 laps. The other 2 cautions were both for the end of the stages. Although, again, we almost had one when we had the 24 go spinning onto pit road, but he managed to keep it going going somewhat good with the blown tire. Limited to his pit stall, got his tire changed, lost a lap or 2 in the process. Currently 2 laps down. Alright, so again, 82 laps to go. So you don't have a lot of time here. If you're someone like a Bell or a Bowman, you kind of need to show that you have the speed to contend right now if you want a shot at the win. I mean, I get it. You've got time, but you're probably only got one more pit stop, and it's only going to be for 4 tires. So you're not going to be making any major adjustments if there's no caution. So at this point, especially for some of these guys who haven't really contended most of the day, like Bell or Bowman, if you want to show you're a contender for this race win, you need to do it in these next couple of laps. There we go. Alright, so they were just talking with Keselowski's crew there. 80 laps to go here for Brad Keselowski. Again, Keselowski currently sitting in the second position here, 1.6 seconds back of leader Chase Elliott. Oh, man. Alright, so again, Elliott, Kozlowski, Larson, Bell. Blaney just jumped up to fifth, though. He just he just went and put his car side by side with Bowman here. Wins the drag race to the line, but here comes Hamlin, who's going to go past both of them. Denny Hamlin just passes both of them in one corner there. Right down the front straightaway goes Hamlin into 1 and 2, and Hamlin's fast. Hamlin might have a car that could actually contend for a win today. We'll have to wait and see for sure, but I say it looks fast, that's for sure. Alright, so there we go. We are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We got 7 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for spending a portion of your day here. Yeah, I know it's not been the most exciting stream of all time. We got 75 laps left, though. Let's see if we can keep the energy up for at least that long. 75 laps. You know, right now, we got Bubba Wallace trying to take a pass on somebody. I believe that is teammate 2311 teammate Corey Heim, who is in his 4th career Cup Series race. So there we go. Bubba Wallace, again, he tried to make that pass, and now he's got centric breathing down his neck for that spot. So again, most of them are all a lap, maybe more down, but so far, again, this front of the field has been a little interesting at least. Again, Kozlowski's reeling in the... Oh! Kozlowski! Tire down, up into the fence. Caution flag flies, and Kozlowski... Why did I have to bring him up? I was about to say, Kozlowski running down Chase Elliott just a hair. And now Kozlowski up into the fence and out of the race, or at least out of contention for the win. As he's got a flat tire and potentially might need a tow back to the pits, which... if he tows back to the pits, that'll actually end up being a tow to the garage. And yeah, he just loses a tire there. And then straight into the wall. Luckily, a somewhat soft impact there as he kind of just grazes the wall and then rides along it. But man, that sucks for him. Hate it for Kozlowski. As not Kozlowski's biggest fan, I'm not the most upset in the world, but man, he looked like he was going to be running down Chase Elliott for a good spot on track, which is a little unfortunate. There we go. Alright, well, we got this one going. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So again, yeah, they're gonna go ahead. Yeah, they've gotten his car hooked up to the rig, so yeah, he's gonna get towed back to the pit there. Hey Charles, how's it going? Just checking Twitter to see what everybody was saying about this one. Not much, ironically, not many people on my Twitter are talking about this one, but yeah. So far through 11 races of last year, Keselowski, though, had been in the top 5 4 times already. He hasn't even scored a top 10 yet this year. And 4 DNFs in 2025 already. Dylan's jingle intensifies. Yep. But yeah, again, I was gonna say we're just kind of waiting to see where they're gonna end up getting this one all. Where Keselowski will end up probably 2, maybe 3 laps down. But yeah, again, Elliott versus Larson though is gonna be the battle. Hamlin actually had some speed though on that last run, so Hamlin getting ready for this for the run back up through here is gonna be interesting. So. All right, and here we go. Coming down pit road, 71 laps to go. Here we go. Elliott finds his pit box again, one of the earliest pit boxes on pit road. Denny Hamlin pulls off for his pit box. Bell and Larson still looking for theirs. Again, we know Larson is right at the very end of pit road. Bell finds his pit box. No trouble there. Nice clean stop there. 14.2 seconds for Elliott. Uh-oh, there's a problem there. And the 11 car needing a massive push. And oh no, Denny Hamlin stalls on pit road. A nice quick stop for the 11, but does not matter as he is stalled on pit road. Christopher Bell up 3 spots on pit road. Larson holds serve in second place. Blaney, Logano, Bowman, Briscoe, Priest, Zane Smith rounding out some of the other guys inside the top 10 as almost everybody gaining spots after those 2 incidents. And come on! That has got to be like the worst case of everybody failing at once there. Because again, literally, that was 2 of your top 3 entering pit road that came out with no issues. So there we go. Ryan Preece is definitely not going to make it before the DVP time is up. Ryan Preece hasn't been involved in Ryan Preece wasn't the driver involved in the crash. It was Brad Keselowski was the driver involved in the crash. And he should be able to get out in time for the damaged vehicle policy. I mean, that was a fairly light scrape on the fence. And they went and made the damaged vehicle policy longer, so. Did Preece get a piece of an incident that I didn't see? Sometimes I miss something completely, but pretty sure that was Brad Keselowski. And all he needs is 4 fresh tires, and at the very least, and then maybe a toe link. We'll have to wait and see. But again, he had a fairly light scrape against the fence compared to some of the bigger incidents we've seen drivers come back from in this, especially with the new next-gen car where the parts and pieces outside that toe link seem to be a lot stronger and easier to repair. Yeah, again, it's very possible maybe I missed something, but there we go. Oh, let's take a look and see how I'm doing in fantasy. And okay, I regret looking. I am still in 13th out of 13 people who are actually playing. So yeah, I'm gonna say my decision to have Bubba Wallace and coreyhiem on my roster is not helping much. And then William Byron absolutely killed me. I don't know what his problem was. Like, I know he had the flat tire earlier, but he should have been able to stay out at the end of the stage, considering how late in the stage that happened. Only lose the 1 lap, but yeah. Logano in 4th. I believe that's where he came out of the pit. So yeah, Logano, Blaney, both with potential spots to try and get something going. Ryan Preece, Zane Smith, Chris Buescher, Reddick, some of the other drivers inside that top 10. Hocevar lurking there just outside the top 10. Maybe back-to-back wins. I mean, we have seen a lot of back-to-back wins this year, but I don't know. Logano kind of feels like the kind of guy he's gotten his win for the regular season, so he's all focused on the playoffs from now on. Although maybe we'll see a different Joey Logano mentality now that he's won. Now that he won basically the most gimmicky championship you can imagine with the way he won that championship last year. Hold up. What is Cody Ware doing inside the front 9 rows? I mean, I get that that's really about 18th or that's about 17th or 18th spot. What is Cody Ware doing inside the top 20? What is Cody Ware doing inside the top 20? At least on track, because I'm sure he's multiple laps down. But yeah, there we go. Yep, because that outside line is preferred. Logano ends up going inside row 2. So yeah, it's going to be Bell and Larson, Logano, Blaney, row 2. Row 3 is Briscoe and Bowman. Zane Smith and the 60 of Ryan Preece in row 4. Row 5 will be Reddick on the inside, Buescher on the outside. Busch and Hocevar, row 6. Row 7 will be Chastain and Elliott. Gregson and Berry make up row 8. So there we go. Again, Cody Ware is ended up choosing inside the top 5 row or top 10 rows. That was weird. All right, here we go. Green flag is out. We are back to racing. Here we go. And whoa, we got a pile up. Cody Ware. Who could have predicted that? Cody Ware in the fence in front of a bunch of people. Yellow flag flies. Bell lost 2 spots. Logano from out of nowhere makes the pass for first. And we got ourselves a caution flag here. And it's going to be Joey Logano leading over Larson, Bell, Blaney, Briscoe, and Bowman. I asked why he was up there. Turns out I was right to ask as to why he was even up there in the first place. So there we go. Oh man, Suarez involved in that one too. That is a bummer. I hate that for Suarez. Okay, let's see the replay as to what exactly happened. Oh, Ty Dillon washes up the track and wipes out Cody Ware. So it wasn't even Cody Ware's fault. Which, how often can you say that Cody Ware was involved in a crash and it wasn't his fault? No, that was entirely Ty Dillon washing up the track and just wiping out Cody and the 99 of Suarez. How often can you say that wreck was not Cody Ware's fault, but Cody Ware got in it? Honestly, half the time I think Cody Ware's trying to make the wrecks his fault. But nope, Cody Ware just wrong place, wrong time for Cody Ware. Oh boy, caution flag out once again. And okay, it looks like they're gonna. Oh, Kyle Larson was ahead of Logano at the scoring loop, and FS1 died on me, so off to. All right, yep. Say off to the radio broadcast. Yep. Well, hey, we're doing radio style coverage as well, but hey, yeah, I have no idea what happened to your FS1. I wish. Again, that's the thing. The TV has had some great highs and some great lows throughout the year. If they could just be a little bit more consistent, I think we'd actually be pretty happy with it. But yeah, so Larson taking the lead though from Logano here amidst the. I say that one was very close, but yeah, it ultimately ends up being Kyle Larson taking back that race lead from Joey Logano. Bell will be 3rd, 4th Blaney, 5th will be Briscoe. Bowman, Preece, Buescher. Hey, Chase Elliott up into the top 10. There we go. Zane Smith and Tyler Reddick knocking on the door of the top 10. So, there we go. Man, that is unfortunate for. I hate it for Cody Ware. He finally gets his. I finally talk about him. He's finally up inside those front few rows, and then he gets wiped out by Ty Dillon. Another driver who probably shouldn't have been up there either, but yep. There we go. Again, we're just kind of waiting out this commercial break. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are enjoying the stream, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. There you go. What are your plans for Memorial Day? If you're talking about the Monday itself, I don't really know because I'm going to be here. But for Memorial Day weekend, I will be doing both the Indy 500 and Coke 600. I don't know about the F1 race or not. If I do end up doing all three, that will be a very busy day on Sunday. But I will at the very least be doing the Indy 500 and Coke 600. So that'll be a fun day of racing. We'll also hopefully be able to do both the Truck, Xfinity, and I think ARCA is at like noon on Saturday, so I won't be able to do that one as well because I won't be home. I got my day job to go to, but yeah. Usually I travel on a trip for Memorial Day weekend. I was at the Coke 600 in person 2 years ago, but not gonna be there this year. Making the plans for fall Bristol instead. Fall Bristol and then my usual trip to my home track in New Hampshire. So, but yeah, there we go. Indy 500 commercial. I'm looking forward to the Indy 500. There we go. Emerson Fittipaldi, the one and only driver since the 50s that didn't drink milk in celebration of the Indy 500. How was he that unaware that he didn't know? Okay. All right, on that note, I'll be in Atlanta over Memorial Day weekend, so I might be seeing the Coke 600 from your hotel room. Yep, that sounds about right. I was out in Milwaukee this past weekend when Texas was going on, so I wasn't able to stream any of the races. And in fact, I completely missed the Xfinity race in Hull. Yeah, once the Indy 500 itself sells out of tickets, usually the blackout for the Indianapolis area gets lifted. Because the reason why they do those blackouts is to avoid people just sitting at home rather than going to the track in the Indianapolis area. But almost always, once they sell out the tickets, which I think they were bracing for a sellout either yesterday or today, we were expecting that they would announce that it would sell out, and in that same breath, the blackout will get lifted. Should get lifted if the tickets sell out. Because I think that's the only thing that has the. I think that's the at least for the NBC Indy 500s. All even going back to when they had ABC on them. When they started selling out in for the 100th running, and I think it was 2016 was the first year it kind of sold out, and that lifted the blackout. And almost every race since then has been pretty much a sellout for the Indianapolis 500. So I think once the tickets sell out, they should lift the blackout. Because at that point, no one can just go and buy a ticket to the race just because they live near. Here we go. Choose count time. Larson to the inside. Logano to the outside. Bell, Blaney, and they take it off the screen. So, all right. So we got Larson and Logano going to be taking out the front row positions, although Logano's going to be on the top side here. So Logano's going to be trying to make something happen from the outside line. Larson and Bell on the inside is going to be interesting to see how those two potentially work together. Alright, so there we go. Bowman and Briscoe, row 3. Zane Smith and Ryan Preece, row 4. Row 5 is going to be Reddick and Buescher. Hocevar and Elliott, row 6. Row 7, Busch and Berry. Row 8 is Haley and Chastain. Gregson, Nemechek, row 9. And row 10 will be Cindric Gilliland. Alright, so we got the full 10 rows in that time. And we should be bracing for the pace car to pull off, and we should be seeing this one go back racing here shortly. So, yep, again, Larson and Logano out in front of the field, and you're going to have everybody rooting for Larson on this one, because even though people are tired of Larson winning, I think they still like him more than Logano. Green flags out. We are back to racing. And here we go. Larson with a massive jump here. And everybody peeling off to the apron there, trying to find any ounce of room to find it. 4 wide. Gregson further on back. Gregson, Barry, Chastain, and Kyle Busch. 4 wide. Oh, Kyle gets slammed. Kyle Busch to the inside. Avoids the wall. Let's go. Kyle Busch avoids the wall, avoids the grass, mostly. And we got caution flying. Caution flies. Man, that sucks to see Kyle Busch get spun like that when he's stuck in the grass. Kyle Busch stuck in the grass. I said you needed to avoid that grass. I knew that was going to be a problem when I saw 4 wide, and of course, Kyle Busch had to be the one guy who gets taken out of that one. Shock and surprise. Alright, well, Denny Hamlin's out of his car. Hopefully they'll figure out what the engine issue or whatever that happened with his car, but that's now 3 really quick consecutive cautions. Man, hate to see that happen. Especially to my guy Kyle Busch there. I know he's not everybody's favorite, but come on. He's had such a rough couple of years here at RCR. And, like, this one, not his fault, not RCR's fault. I mean, they brought a good enough car, I think. I mean, yeah, do I wish it was a little faster so he could be on Larson's level? Yeah, absolutely. Alright, we got a side-by-side commercial under caution. Please tell me we aren't going to see another full-screen commercial the rest of the day if you're going to do a side-by-side under caution. We better not miss a lap of racing the rest of the day. Alright, but yeah, there we go. We are settling this one out. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so 23 cars on the lead lap. John Hunter Nemechek currently in 23rd, the last car on the lead lap. Bubba Wallace also getting back on the lead lap. That's going to help him out a little bit. But, man, come on. All right. Did the other one I wanted to see was, did the 67 get back on the lead lap? Yes, Coreyhiem and Bubba Wallace are back on the lead lap. All right. So I made the absolute right choice on those roster picks. But now Denny Hamlin's going to kill me with him being out. Especially because I had him picked to finish ahead of Bell, which, why did I do that? I was picking Bell to win. But yeah, there we go. I also had Bubba outrunning Bubba outrunning Bowman, which that ain't happening. All right, 57 laps to go here in the race. We should be getting ready for this one. Of course, we got North Wilkesboro in the All-Star race this next weekend. We got that one coming up. There we go. And yep, they're talking with Brad Keselowski out of the infield care center. So it looks like he is done for the day then if he's already gone through the infield care center. I don't believe he's able to. They're just saying off track. They're not saying out of this one. All right, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see if he gets back out there, but that is unfortunate. Yeah, so I guess that must have broken a toe link or something, because again, it wasn't a very violent crash against the wall, but it was enough of an impact to do something that caused him to end up out of the car. Alright, so again, we're pacing here. We'll be waiting for the choose cone here. Don't know if they've had pit road open this time around or not, but Logano floor it. Yeah, here we go. Choose cone time. Logano goes outside after Larson takes the inside. Bell and Bowman. Bell taking the outside line behind Logano, allowing Bowman to line up behind his teammate Larson. Briscoe on the inside, Blaney on the outside. Zane Smith and Busher, row 4. Row 5, Priest and Reddick. Hocevar and Elliott, row 6. Row 7, Gregson and Chastain. Row 8, Cindric and Barry. Gilland and Haley, row 9. And Coreyhiem in row 10. Didn't get a chance to see who he was paired with in that row, but yeah, there we go. Man, again, like, legitimately, all Barry needed to do was lift off the throttle for a moment rather than trying to force the issue 4 wide, and they could have avoided that spin. Now, again, Kyle Busch actually avoids most of the damage, but then he gets his car stuck in the grass, which ultimately the car ends up digging in, and he just needed to tow out of the grass. But yep, there we go. Kyle Busch goes around, and that's going to be fun. All right, here we go. Pace car off. We're getting ready here. Let's see. It's going to be green, green, green. Green flag is out, and we are back to racing. Let's go ahead and skip the round of commercials here if we can. And here we go. Cars popping out of line. Hocevar looking for a spot. Not able to find it, and actually loses a spot here to Gregson as they enter pit road. Or not enter pit road, sorry, enter turn 1. And here we go. Larson cuts the nose off of Logano. Here comes Bell. Oh, and there goes Justin Haley around down the back straightaway. And Larson's going to hold on to the lead as Justin Haley goes backwards. And oh, come on! Bubba Wallace goes around. What happened to Bubba? No. Oh, Bubba's front end is completely crunched too, so he must have gotten some piece of that one too. Man. It is not my week in fantasy, that is for sure. As Bubba Wallace... Oh, man, Bubba Wallace's car is killed. Yeah, just pack that one up, Bubba. You're not... I don't care how good your mechanics are. They ain't fixing this one. So we went from next to no cautions through the first. We had one caution for contact in the first 2 full stages, and now we've had ourselves 4 cautions in the last 5 to 10 laps. All right, so here we go. Here's the replay to see what exactly happened. It was 4 wide here, and yet Coreyhiem in the middle of 4 wide ends up going up the track, taking out Eric Jones. Austin Dillon getting a piece of it. I don't see where John Hunter Nemechek got involved there. Let's see. If he was involved, it was brief. Let's see. Yeah, John Hunter Nemechek was on the bottom of that one. He got through that one. Austin Dillon got a massive amount of damage there. Bubba Wallace, Eric Jones. But I think John Hunter Nemechek's clean. Say Fox getting all that full screen commercial money. Yep. Hey, if we can get all the commercials done under caution, I will not complain as long as we don't have to miss green flag racing for commercials. Like, get all the commercials you can out of the way during these cautions rather than making us wait through a commercial with 5 laps to go like they did a couple of weeks ago at Talladega. All right, let's see what Twitter's got to say. Wow, Kansas is struggling on attendance. Wow. There we go. Let's see. Again, everybody else dealing with wrecks. Let's see. Let's see. Hashtag NASCAR. Let's see. What are people saying about NASCAR here? Yeah, Jeff and Haley doing a full reverse there. The last 19 laps, 4 cautions, matching the first 195 laps. Yikes. Yeah, let's see. Okay, yeah, somebody else just corrected it from Nemechek to Jones, because I will say, those paint schemes are usually pretty hard to tell the difference, and they both swap sponsors a lot, so there we go. So yeah, there we go. Someone telling Coreyhiem to stay in trucks. Honestly, I get it. Yeah, that was a mistake by Coreyhiem. But he wasn't the one that forced the issue to create that 4 wide. And NASCAR's not even going for full screen commercial breaks. Again, I hope we don't get more commercials. I hope we don't get commercials in the middle of stuff later on, because we've had plenty of time to get full screen commercials in. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. We've been streaming almost every NASCAR event on the season. We'll be streaming almost every. I don't think we'll miss another Cup race all year, whether it's us in the stands or us out on the or us here. Also, gonna be looking forward to the local short track opening up because once the local short track opens up, I'm hoping to be able to get some more at the track coverage. Alright, well, there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, well, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time again. We're currently sitting under yet another commercial break here. Larson Bell gonna make up the front row as they get ready for the restart. They're doing the choose cone during a commercial break. Come on, NASCAR. Alright, Larson Bell, row 1, Bowman, Logano, row 2, Blaney and Briscoe, row 3, Zane Smith and Ryan Priest, row 4, Hocevar Busher rounding out row 5, Gregson Reddick, row 6, Gilliland Chastain, row 7, Cindric Elliott, row 8, row 9 will be Nemechek Berry, and Heim and Van Gisbergen rounding out row number 10. There we go. So there we go. Next Sunday, we've got the NASCAR All-Star Race, and we got Indianapolis 500 qualifying as well that weekend. That's gonna be that's gonna be a busy week. So I'm curious to see how everything ends up going there. Let's say in terms of restart rankings, again, I want to know who's number 1 on restarts this year. Because if Kyle Larson's not number 1 on restarts, who is? Because it's not Larson, it's not Logano. None of the other guys inside the top 5 are even in the top 15 or much better than 15th on that ranking. Here we go. Pace cars off. Field in the hands of Bell and Larson here as we get ready to go back racing. Green, green, green. Green flag is out. 49 laps to go, and we are back to racing. And let's set about a 4-second caution counter because I'm sure we're not done. And oh, yep, there it goes. Reddick almost loses it in the middle of the field, hangs on to it, and manages to not crash. Man, that was close, though. That was nearly a perfectly timed piece of commentary there. But here we go. Right now, though, Kyle Larson out in front of the field. Bowman. Oh! Briscoe. 3 wide down the bottom, just jumping past Priest and Logano. Yeah, Bell does clear himself from the 48 of Bowman, but right now Larson's got that clean air, and he's going to try and take off like he has before. Of course, we haven't had nearly this many cautions in a while, so everybody's kind of having a chance to kind of feel out their car. Yeah, certainly their tires are going to be a lot worse than they were. But Larson's still able to outrun him, and here we go. Berry tries to jump all the way down to the bottom. Gets blocked by the 9 of Elliott, and the 9 of Chase Elliott puts a pretty big block there on the 21 of Berry as they're trying to work their way through. Again, Berry kind of losing that momentum. Kind of hurt his overall running speed here. And here we go again. Larson out in front of Christopher Bell here. The question is, can Bell keep it competitive and or potentially run up there and pass Larson? So far, he's actually keeping it pretty close to Larson on this restart. I mean, I don't know if maybe the tires have equalized, so Larson isn't getting as much out of brand new tires. So Bell just needs to figure out how to get more out of those brand new tires, but whatever it is, Bell is actually keeping somewhat pace with Larson. And yeah, just looking at that restart, yeah, Chastain nearly hooked the 45 of Reddick, and Reddick's lucky that he is still in this race because that one could have easily been a day ender right there. But yeah, so we had multiple chances for a caution in the early part of that run, but so far we've been able to stay green for at least a minute. And then there we go. Again, Bowman with a really well-timed push there to the 5 car to get him out ahead of Bell. Now Bell falling to nearly half a second off the leader. It's going to start to get a question of, okay, how far do you let yourself fall here before you start looking at plans to try and get back up there? All right, so there we go. Gregson versus Chastain. These two have been fighting it out for a little bit now on a couple of different restarts. Hocevar just passing Logano there. Curious to know what's going on with Logano, that he's now dropped all the way back there. Oh, man, it is so warm in here. So there we go. Again, the battle for 8th now as Logano just got passed by Buescher for 8th. Yikes. How far he is falling here. Logano just has no semblance of speed on this restart. And again, Larson's doing a really good job of starting to walk away from the 20 here. Here comes the 48 of Bowman. He's going to look to see if he can maybe do a little bit better running down his teammate. But as of right now, I think all Bowman really wants to do is keep Bell from being able to run down Larson. Alright, so again, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So Buescher seems to have a little bit of speed here. He's trying to run down the 77 here. Alright, so again, right now Larson is, again, he's ever so slightly faster than Bell here. Bell needs to find some of that speed to try and be able to keep up with Larson. At least on the short or long run. Pick one of those two and find a way to succeed at it. Alright, there we go. Let's say average of the last caution, 37 laps to go. We're coming up on that right about now. 3 laps away from the average of the last caution, but with how yellow filled this one gets, as soon as we get one caution, I think we're bound to get 3-4 more. So there we go. Again, right now, Larson and Bell are out here trying to run these laps as fast as they can, but right now, Bell just not able to keep up with Larson here. He's falling almost a full second off the lap time of Kyle Larson. Alright, so yeah, right now we're just chilling out. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. And there we go. Time to Bubba Wallace out of the infield care center after his incident there. Alright, so again, right now we're just chilling out here. Larson's now got a 1.3 second lead over Bell, and again, Bell just cannot seem to keep this cannot keep anything close here. Alright, so here we go. Let's see. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. But yeah, right now, Larson is just starting to step away from this one. Alright, 33 laps to go. 33 more times around here. Alright, let's see. Again, really, it's just kind of batches of cars here, but most of the cars are kind of separating themselves out. And again, over the last over the last 4 laps, Larson has grown that lead from a 1.3 second lead to a 1.6 second lead. So 3/10 of a second difference between lap 123 and 125. Or 121 and 125, so 5 lap gap. Again, Bell able to kind of hold serve at about a second and a half back, but he just needs to figure out how to hold serve a little closer to the action. Maybe force a mistake out of Larson and you can take advantage. Alright, 31 laps to go. 31 laps to go. You gotta be able to reel this guy in, because again, right now, Kyle Larson is just getting a little far out there to be able to run him back down. Alright, well, right now we're at least chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. 29 laps to go, though, and Larson is now starting to extend that lead even further here. Larson's led 191 laps today. A driver who led the most laps has not won the last 5 NASCAR Cup Series races. That is a alarming stat. Hopefully, Larson can finish it off today so that we can at least end that stat, because the driver who leads the most laps should at least have a decent rate of winning the race. Maybe not winning every race, maybe not even winning the majority of them, but 0 for 5 is concerning. Byron's up to the free pass position, so if we do get one more caution, William Byron gets back on the lead lap and he can try and start running through the field. But yeah, there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so again, right now we got Reddick versus John Hunter Nemechek battling it out for 10th here. John Hunter Nemechek has a shot to get a 10th place finish after all this. That is actually genuinely impressive here. Again, Reddick is, I think, a little bit better than Nemechek here, and certainly I think the 2011 car is a lot better than Nemechek's Legacy Motor Club car, so yeah, we'll have to wait and see, but right now it is not looking strong. So there we go. Alright, come on. Let's see something. Come on. Is really the battle for 10th the only on-track battle we got going on? The battle between Reddick and Nemechek? I mean, it's not terrible, but there are so many. There should be a better battle somewhere, right? Here we go. Looking at the bottom of the racetrack, it's going to be Barry looking for the pass on Elliott. There we go. Josh Berry driving the number 21 car, passes Elliott and gets his way up to the 12th position. Ugh, man, this is just... Again, the end of this race has really drained out now that Larson's gotten himself a decent lead. Although Larson's starting to slow down a little bit. In fact, Bell was faster than Larson last time by. Not by much, but every little bit counts. Alright, well, let's see what we got going on here. Alright, so here we go again. Right now, 22 laps to go. Not a lot of time left here. But yeah, again, right now, though, Larson has now extended it right back to 2 seconds of gap. Alright, so there we go. They're doing a quick race recap, and we are just chilling out here hoping for something to happen. Come on. So, again, Denny Hamlin mechanical issues ends up killing Denny Hamlin's race. And then the Kyle Busch crash. That was disappointing. Alright, well, 19 laps to go, and again, right now, can we just get some other caution? Like, come on, let's not have the last caution of the day be that far back. Come on. We need something to keep Larson in check. I either want to see Larson try and drive his way through the field again, or try and survive against a field that has mostly fresh tires. One of those two. Come on. See a caution. Let's see what he goes to do. But right now, again, Larson is absolutely Okay, Larson has absolutely been the dominant car of the day. In fact, leading over just past the 200 laps led mark on the day. And nobody's within 2 seconds of him. So, again, everybody right now is just trying to run as hard as they can to stay within gas to where they can potentially. Like, really, the only drivers I think that could potentially run down Larson and win this would be Bell or maybe Bowman from 3.5 seconds back. But if you get much more than 3.5 seconds back, it's going to be way too much. And I mean, even Bell has not been good enough on these tires to be able to prove that he could run them down late. So here we go. Again, right now we're waiting for this one. Let's see. Gillen's actually on the freshest tires of anybody back in 17th place, but unfortunately, it's not going to be probably enough. I'm sure Larson's not hoping for a caution. If Larson gets, if this caution comes out, I think Larson's in a really tight spot here to try and come up with what his best game plan is going to be. But Larson and Bell running nearly identical lap times that last time by makes it, again, really hard to see how Bell's going to reel him back in without a caution. I have seen tire issues for drivers. I mean, even look at the 6 of Brad Keselowski. He had a tire issue while running second place. So theoretically, maybe Larson could have one. He was talking about a vibration earlier. Have not heard a follow up to see if that was a that specific set of tires versus a recurring issue. But as of right now, I'm assuming it's not a big deal. 14 laps to go. Here comes Eric Jones going to the garage. And he'll be out of the race. Yeah, couldn't get his car up to minimum speed. And again, right now, Larson, absolutely the dominant car of the day, though. Kyle Larson decimating the field. And I say, there's not going to be many questions about who is the deserving driver or whether or not Larson deserves this win, assuming that Larson wins it. Because I think everybody knows at this point Larson has the best car today. There's not much debate there. Again, Bell is keeping it close, but he's keeping it close on lap times while 2 seconds back, which is not really enough. So yeah, Kyle Larson involved in a wing sprint crash in the A main at Lakeside Speedway earlier this week. That's a gnarly crash. Glad to see he's okay. But yeah, again, 10 laps to go here, though. Again, as long as we don't see a caution, Larson will have an easy road to the checkers. And I say his schedule, practice and qualifying on May 13th through the 18th. Then he's got the All-Star race in North Wilkesboro, Indy 500 practice, Indy 500 drivers meeting, and the Coke and qualifying for the Coke 600, and then he's got the double on Sunday. That is going to be a busy schedule for Larson, and logging a lot more than the 1,100 miles that we all talk about. Because we talk about the 1,100 miles on track, but going back and forth between North Carolina and the Indianapolis race is going to be tough. Again, tonight, there's not going to be much question. Again, right now, Larson's in a commanding position here. And I'll say 3/100ths of a second difference between Bell and Larson the last time by at the line. Here comes Blaney. Blaney looking to try and pass Bowman here for the third position. Again, barring a caution, I don't think any of these drivers are going to get another shot at Larson. I think Larson's just going to drive off into the sunset. And I'd say, again, barring a caution flag, which as far as I can see has not happened yet. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, well, again, right now, 8 laps to go. Again, Larson and Bell. Again, Larson's not running all that much faster than Bell, and in fact, Bell's been able to run him down a couple of tenths a lap. The question is, can he run him down enough right now with only 7 laps to go? Bell is going to have to be on it these last couple of laps if he wants any shot at Larson. I mean, 1.8 seconds back is a lot of ground to gain up. I mean, as of right now, he'd probably have to gain about half a second a lap. Well, if he gains half a second a lap, he'd be in a pretty good spot, but again, that would be in the hypothetical fantasy land where you're gaining that much time on him. Coreyhiem up into the top 15. There we go. Coreyhiem, good job on him. There we go. And again, right now we're just chilling out. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, 4th Cup start up into the top 15 here in a 4th additional car that was just added so that he could run this race and get a little bit of experience not in the truck series. Now, obviously, yeah, he has the one mistake, which wasn't the best of looks, but we've seen worse mistakes, and it looks like we're set for a Kyle Larson sweep of the stages here. 5 laps to go. Oh! Bowman just got up into the fence. That would have been bad if that had brought out a caution. But yeah, Alex Bowman tags the fence there. Oh, Hocevar brushed the fence as well earlier. Alright, so again, right now, yeah, Bell has not been able to reel in Larson much at all. Oh, he must have had a lap car right in front of him or something for that one lap that we did see him getting closed in on, but yeah, so Larson, once he gets through the lap traffic, he is gone. And here we go. Hocevar coming to pit road to avoid a potential caution for his tire issue. So there we go, coming off onto the pit lane. 3 laps to go. 3 more times around here. Again, Larson, when we see this, when they get to 2 laps to go, it's all going to be about the light. Let's see. Put the caution light up on the screen, guys, because we know you're going to do it, because it's been the conversation of each and every race, pretty much. No, they haven't put up the caution light. That's actually pretty good. All right, let's see. Here we go. A lap and a half to go for Kyle Larson. The Kyle Larson 400 here, he's led 220 laps out of 266. And the question is, can he lead it? Can he lead the all-important final 2 laps? First, he has to get to that green and white checker, or he's got to get to the white flag here. White flag, 1 lap to go. Kyle Larson absolutely crushing this one. Bell is finding his way up through the field pretty quickly to catch the back bumper, but it is not going to be nearly enough because Larson's still 1 full second ahead of Bell with a half lap to go. As long as there's no, as long as Larson doesn't lose a tire like he did at Pocono a couple years back, Larson should have very little ways to lose this race. Through 3 and 4 goes Larson. And off the back bumper of Larson, Blaney going to try to make a move for Bell, but Kyle Larson wins the race. Bell will come across the line 2nd, Blaney 3rd, Briscoe will come home in the 4th position, Bowman will round out your top 5. Barry coming home 6th, almost was able to steal 5th away from Bowman there. Then it looks like it'll be Ryan Preece, Busher, Logano, and Nemechek the top 10. Cindric, Gillenheim, Gregson, and Elliott, the top 15. Smith, Zane Smith, Reddick, Chastain, Stenhouse, and Van Gisbergen getting the top 20. So, there we go. That is going to be the full race. So, let's see if we can get the race results up here on the screen. Alright, but yeah, so as per usual, though, we will go through the full finishing order when it's available. But yeah, if you guys just came for the race reaction, that'll be the end of the race. We again, as per usual, though, we will go through the full finishing order. So if you want to know where your favorite drivers finished, feel free to stick around. Or if you guys just want to hang out and chat, again, feel free to ask some questions if you guys got any, and I will stick around for a few minutes. But yeah, Kyle Larson with a crushing win at Kansas. Last year's Kansas race was close. This was anything but close. I mean, I would say it's the most impressive win of the weekend, but Alex Palou in the IndyCar series is doing something unheard of, or close to unheard of. I mean, Kyle Larson, again, a great run for Kyle Larson. Looking forward to seeing what he does the rest of the month, especially what he can do over in Indianapolis. But yeah, there we go. He burns it down right on the start finish line. And Larson will climb out victorious here. Come on. Just take me to the results page that you normally do. Like, come on. Yes, please, take me to the results. Yes, go to results now. How hard is it to just leave your website alone, NASCAR? Alright, well, alright, come on. Redirect it. Okay, I'm just going to let it redirect me naturally rather than clicking the go to results now and see if that'll take me to the results screen that I wanted. Nope, it didn't. Alright, so we'll have to go through it on my phone. So, yeah, we'll go through the full finishing results. Maybe at some point the on-screen graphic will catch up. So, Kyle Larson first, Bell second, Blaney actually with an impressive third place. Good job on Blaney for that one. Fourth place was Briscoe. I feel like we didn't talk too much about him, but Chase Briscoe, a nice quiet top five. And Bowman, he lost a couple spots late there, but he ends up with a top five finish at the end of the night. Good job on him. Josh Berry, proving that he definitely belongs to that 21 car with another very strong run. Sixth place there for him. Ryan Preece getting ever closer to that eventual first win in the number 60 car, coming home seventh. Eighth will be Chris Buescher. I really hope, by the way, that Ryan Preece car doesn't go away, because Ryan Preece is looking amazing in that car. But yeah, the charter involved with that number 60 car right now is currently amidst the Rick Ware Racing. It's currently on loan from Rick Ware Racing, but apparently Rick Ware is also set to sell that charter to Legacy Motor Club in the coming years, so we'll have to wait and see how that ends up going. But yeah, Buescher, 8th, not bad. Joey Logano comes home in the 9th position, and John Nemechek with a very good top 10 finish there. Then we got Austin Cindric, 11th, 12th for Todd Gilliland. Good job for him. Corey Hyman is fourth career Cup start, coming home inside the top 15 there. 13th for him. Noah Gragson 14th, 15th will be Chase Elliott. Zane Smith comes home in the 16th position. Tyler Reddick 17th. 18th for Ross, 19th Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and 20th Shane Van Gisbergen. 21st place is where we find Kyle Busch at the end of the day. 22nd for Austin Dillon, 23rd Michael McDowell, and 24th will end up being William Byron. Cole Custer comes home 25th. Hocevar 26th. 27th will be Riley Herbst. 28th will be Ty Gibbs. 29th is where we find Jesse Love. And Cody Ware will round out our top 30 finishers today. Justin Haley, Eric Jones, and Bubba Wallace are 31st, 32nd, and 33rd, respectively. All three ending with DNFs. Ending with damage. Two of them ending with DNFs. Suarez and Ty Dillon rounding out your top 35. Both of them being involved in the same crash when Cody Ware got wiped out into both of them. Then we had Denny Hamlin 36th. 37th was Brad Keselowski, and AJ Allmendinger out of it before it even really got started. Yeah, coming home in the 38th position. But that is going to be the end of this stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy the stream, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams, and we will be back. There should be a video, at least 1 or 2 videos this week. I know I've said that a couple of times and I haven't delivered, but yeah, I should be able to get them done this week. And yeah, we will see you guys there. If not, I will be back with, I believe, trucks. Are trucks Friday night, or are they? Let me see what the schedule is this coming weekend. Trucks are okay. Trucks are at a time I won't be able to watch them. Great. So we will be here with the. Yeah, so we'll be. I guess we'll have All-Star Race and possibly something else on Saturday to fill out the time schedule. But until next time, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next video. Whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your night. Have a great night, everybody, and goodbye.